Are you by chance craving a dose of 80s vampire coolness? Want to join a gang of undead rebels in Santa Carla? Are you ready to rock with the baddest bloodsuckers on the boardwalk? Let's go!
Today's film is The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys is a 1987 American horror comedy film directed by Joel Schumacher. The film is known for its blend of horror elements with humor, as well as its iconic portrayal of teenage vampires. The story is set in the fictional California coastal town of Santa Carla, which is plagued by a group of young vampires led by David, played by Kiefer Sutherland. Two brothers, Michael, played by Jason Patric, and Sam, played by Corey Haim, become entangled in the vampire gang's activities, leading to a battle for survival. The Lost Boys gained a dedicated fan base and is considered a cult classic of 1980s horror cinema. The film's blend of horror, youthful rebellion, and more humorous elements, along with its memorable soundtrack featuring songs like Cry Little Sister, contributed to its continuing popularity. The Lost Boys is celebrated for its unique approach to the vampire genre, combining elements of horror and comedy with a distinct 1980s aesthetic. The film's portrayal of youthful rebellion and the allure of the vampire lifestyle continues to resonate with audiences, making it a beloved entry in the vampire film canon.
Alright, so this is actually one of my favorite movies of all time, not just in the horror genre. Yes, I watch it around Halloween every year, but I also watch it probably 4 other times throughout the year. So of course, with this movie being one of my absolute favorites, I have more than a couple of favorite scenes, but I think I'll just narrow it down to 2 today. The first scene in this movie I'll talk about that is one of my favorites is when all of the guys in the vampire gang are holding on to the bottom of the train track and they're waiting for the train to come. And all the guys are very aware of what's going on because, you know, they're vampires, they've been doing this forever. Michael is obviously scared shitless, but he had just proven himself worthy to hang with this gang of vampires. He won the game of chicken on the motorcycles and he's down to ride, man. Like he's new in town and he's got something to prove and he's proven it really, or he's begun to prove it. So he wants to hang with the vampires. He doesn't know they're vampires yet. He wants to hang with them though. And so they've all got their hands, they're holding on to the bottom of the train track. And when the train comes, you know, it's vibrating their bodies and they're just kind of like, I can't even imagine that sensation. I feel like it'd be partially enjoyable, but partially horrifying because if my body is being moved around for too long, my brain is like, panic, is this a seizure? Panic, what is going on? I wouldn't enjoy that as much, but it seemed great for them. Maybe that was big in the 80s, I don't know. So anyway, Michael is the last to let go of the bottom of the train track. And he's falling for a little bit and you can kind of feel this sense of, not panic, a little bit of fear, but this whimsical feeling. It's kind of dreamlike, a dreamlike state. And then sure enough, he lands in his bed. He wakes up, and he appears pretty hungover. And I'm not gonna give it all away, watch the movie, but he's not hungover. Okay, so the second scene today that I'll talk about from The Lost Boys is kind of a funnier one. It's when they are all at the dinner table, they're having some spaghetti, and it's everyone. So it's Michael, his little brother Sam, played by Corey Haim. I love Corey Haim. I'll get onto that again later on in this series. And then also the Frog Brothers. So the Frog Brothers are vampire hunters in town who are there to help by finding the head vampire. And they believe Max, which is Michael and Sam's mother's new boyfriend, is the head vampire. Spoiler alert, Max is the head vampire and he's in the house. He was invited into the house, okay? Bad news bears for everyone involved, but let's keep going. Sam and the Frog Brothers already have an inkling that Max is the head vampire. And what is an herb that vampires are notoriously known for not being able to handle? Garlic. And what are they eating? Spaghetti. What is an excellent compliment to spaghetti? Sam lies and says that he's made up a mixture of Parmesan, and he says to Max, how about some Parmesan? How about some Parmesan on your pasta, right? So Max goes ham, puts a lot of it on, thinking it's Parmesan. First of all, if you have, this is even with people with allergies, maybe not vampires that are avoiding garlic, but people with even standard allergies, aren't you gonna smell what they're calling Parmesan? Of course, he puts it all over his food, and then he starts coughing. And the Frog Brothers and Sam are watching intently, like, any minute now he's gonna collapse, or I don't know what they're expecting. He's gonna blow up and burst into flames, or I don't know. And he goes, oh, it's not Parmesan, it's garlic. And Sam goes, bet you hate garlic, don't you? With the tenacity. My goodness. And then Max embarrasses the Frog Brothers and Sam by saying, no, I like garlic. It's just a lot. It's raw garlic. It is not really spoken, but I think it's a little bit implied that the reason Max did not have quite as bad of a reaction to garlic than other vampires would, one, because he was the head vampire, so he was stronger than all the other ones, and two, perhaps it's because the environment where he was actually invited. Later on, he does say, never invite a vampire into your home. You know that, Michael, da-da-da-da-da. Michael didn't know that because prior to this, I don't think they believed that vampires existed at all. They just moved here and they weren't ready for this. They just honestly feel really attacked right now. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like the video, subscribe, comment. I love hearing from all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.